Michael. I think this is a day we've all waited for, and there's really no downside to what happened.
None at all. What do you think about the reports, and they're getting fairly hysterical, from the French media, that Le Monde is reporting that an Al-Qaeda cell in Europe has claimed that they have a nuclear weapon in Europe and they're preparing to detonate it?
Well, I would never say never, but we haven't had any evidence of that. Although I read in the media also that Khalid Sheikh Mohammed said that he had set up that kind of an operation in case of us killing Osama bin Laden. So, I don't know. I wouldn't put a lot of stock into it, but I would never say never. If it happens, we'll have to deal with it.
This operation, the details are coming out, and it seems extraordinary. It was a risky operation. It was beautifully executed. I think everyone associated with it deserves credit, including the President of the United States. Was there anything that you found surprising about all of the information that's come out? You know more about bin Laden than anybody. Did anything surprise you?
I was surprised that he didn't have more security around him. He must have felt very comfortable there, Michael, because he had no bodyguards, as far as we can tell. There were 3 men, a woman, and himself, and that was all there was. And that suggests that he may have been staying there for a considerable period. I also was surprised that the mission appeared to be pretty straightforwardly a kill mission. They did offer him a chance to surrender, but that was never going to be on the cards. He wanted to die fighting, and they accommodated him. So those are a couple things that surprised me.
Do you think it would have been better for the United States and better for the war against terror if they had taken him alive?
No. I think that would have been a tragedy. To have him in the Southern District of New York to speak to the Muslim world for 3 years or however long his trial would take, that would certainly have been a desperately bad mistake. So I'm very glad that he's dead.
1-800-955-1776 is our phone number. Speaking with Michael Scheuer, the author of a best-selling biography of Osama bin Laden and someone who worked with the Central Intelligence Agency on the bin Laden desk for a total of 8 years. Mr. Scheuer, were you surprised that his compound was literally blocks away from what has been described as the Pakistani West Point?
Not really, Michael. I think that it was, we have really overestimated the similarity of our...
Mr. Scheuer, are we there? I think we may have lost Michael Scheuer. We will come back to him in just a moment. Yeah, I mean, the idea that this compound, the Pakistani military academy in which they train many of their officers, was apparently within sight of Osama bin Laden's compound. And we are now being told by the Pakistani press that they originally got permission to build this huge facility in 2005 as a warehouse. And that doesn't really explain why there wasn't more suspicion about it. Mr. Scheuer, are we reconnected here?
Yes, sir, we are. And all I was saying really is I think that it surprised me that it took us so long to realize that the Pakistanis' interests were not our interests, and that if we were going to win this war, we were going to have to stand up and do it ourselves.
Do you think we made a mistake to bury him with, according to Islamic tradition, and dumping his body into the ocean?
I don't think it would have been a problem. I think there was a fundamental misunderstanding about shrines. In Sunni Islam, shrines are really taboo. Salafists like Osama bin Laden will tear down shrines. So we could have buried him in the ground, and there would have not have been pilgrimages to the site. But I think the president made the best decision he could, and putting him in the ocean certainly solves a lot of problems.
If you had been working in the CIA at the time that this mission was conceived, would you have recommended this kind of mission rather than an attack by drone aircraft on the compound?
Yes, I would have. I think that it was very important to put human eyes on the target and bullets into him from people who could be sure that he was dead. The conspiracy guys would have had really a heyday with, we think, killed him with. with a Hellfire rocket from a drone. I think this was the right operation. Ultimately, Michael, the drone doesn't win you very much at all. It's ultimately about men putting bayonets in somebody else.
The death of bin Laden has not provoked widespread condemnation yet in the Islamic world. It seems to me the only prominent Muslim leader who has condemned the killing of bin Laden is Ismail Haniyeh, the prime minister, and I put that in quotes, of the terrorist group Hamas. He said that bin Laden is a hero and a martyr, and he is resting with the righteous, and he condemned the murder, as he put it, by the United States of bin Laden. Do you expect that in the days to come we will get further condemnations of this U.S. action?
In Al-Qaeda's alliance, its allies, and itself will get a lot of rhetoric. I think we'll also get some one-off attacks by individuals who loved Osama as a freedom fighter.